Hi, my name is Kelly Corfe and I'm the owner of the Quilting Bee Quilt Shop in Fonthill, Ontario. The Quilting Bee is also the Innova distributor for Ontario, and this is my machine right here. It's a 26-inch Innova with lightning stitch. But I'm not going to talk about the Innova machine today. I'm going to be talking about loading with leader grips or red snappers. So if you bought an Innova package from us, I would have included either red snappers. This is what a package of red snappers look like. These are by Renee Haddon, and her company is called Quilts on the Corner. Or, depending on availability, or if I have both, then you can choose. These are called leader grips, and these are by Regina Meisner, Regina's Quilting Studio. So they both work the same, so it strictly depends on preference. I've been using leader grips for the last 4 years, so I will be referring to everything today by leader grips. So leader grips, first you have a tube kind of like this, and this tube goes inside of your seam allowance on your leader, on your take-up leader. This is where your the bottom of your backing goes, and then your top. So all three leaders, that goes on the inside. These are your larger grips. So this grips on top of your fabric and then onto the grip inside, and that secures your fabric in place. I wouldn't use anything else now that I've been away from pins. I used to pin for about 4 years. I would never go back. I understand how zippered leaders work, and I wouldn't do that either. It's just time, and we have a busy store, so I'm doing a lot of samples, and this is just so quick and easy, and to load it takes about 10 minutes, and then when you're done you just pull them off and you're good to go. So that's why I like leader grips and red snappers so much. So let's talk about the first thing that you want to make sure when you're about to load a quilt is that your backing fabric is larger than your top. I usually like to have at least 4 to 5 inches on all 4 sides, so that would increase your backing by about 10 inches in length and 10 inches in width. This is my backing fabric. This happens to be a wide backing by by Moda. So I'm not going to have to contend with any seams going through either this way or crosswise. I've already found the center of the top of my backing, and I've indicated that with a pin. And also I want you to notice that the right side of the fabric is facing down and the wrong side is facing up. So I'm going to be attaching it to my take-up leader, which is here. And I'm also going to be putting it underneath the, this is called your dead bar. So I'm going to go underneath the dead bar, and I'm going to bring it up this way, and I'm just going to stick a pin there because I'm going to be doing the rest of the loading from the back of the machine. And the reason that I'm doing kind of like an S like that is because the Innova machine has, this is the needle plate. The needle plate is a step up from the rest of the machine. The rest of the bed of the machine, it's about a good 1/4 of an inch. So if that comes in contact with the leader grip, it will hit it and it will disturb your quilting. So if you're doing a nice flowy motion and you hit the leader grip, then you're going to have a jerky bit of sewing, and you won't be happy with that. So I'm going to go to the back of the machine and continue loading the backing. Okay, so I'm at the back of the machine now, and here's my pin indicating my center point of the top of my backing, and here's my marker point indicating the center of this take-up leader. So I'm going to attach the center, just line it up, and I'm going to use one of my little mini grips. Remember I said this was just for a temporary placement until you get everything loaded the way that you like before you put on the larger ones. So I'm just going to go along. I know it's hard for you to see. I'm by myself, so I need a helper, but what I'm doing is, as I go along, I'm making sure that I have the same amount of fabric So when I put the clip on, I've got this much fabric extending beyond the clip all the way along, and that's how I know that it's straight. I also know that this is straight because it is a wide backing, and this is a selvage, so it makes it a really nice straight line. Not all quilts are going to be that nice, but, or quilt backs I mean, but this one is pretty good, which I wanted for demonstration purposes anyway. So I'm looking at all the edges on the underside of mini clips, and everything looks really, really even. So now I can start putting on my larger clips, and I'm going to cover the end of the backing end here, and also kind of start from the middle. So when you're putting, some people find these hard to put on. They're not really hard at all. You don't want to start pushing down in the middle. You, when I place it where I want it to go, I'm going to start at the end, and I kind of make a C shape with my hand. And I put my thumb underneath the bar, and then I just a gentle push with my hand, and then you see it start to separate and go on the tubing. Once you get to a mini clip, you want to take that off, slide it off, and then just keep going. And it goes on really, really easy. I think if you're doing a lot of, if you're going to be doing a business and you're going to be taking off a lot of quilts, Renee's might be a little bit more flexible, maybe a little bit stronger for that. I have broken a few of these, but I also will admit I've stepped on them, because sometimes I just put them on the floor and then I step on them. Don't do that. So I'm going to continue on with this one, and the whole time I'm still watching to make sure that everything is loading correctly. I'm still seeing about a ½ an inch extended beyond the edge of the leader grip. Take this off. You know, you can always readjust. You can always make sure, if you did do a mistake, if you thought something wasn't lining up, you just pull it off and start over again. So it's really, really easy. And this is all going on really, really good. And this is a short one, because I only have now this much space. So I have a short piece, and I'll butt that up to the last one. And now I've already, as far as the rest of my backing, you can't see it, but I've got it all laid out really, really nice. I've got everything nice and straight and even, so that when I start to roll it up onto this bar, I don't want fabric, the weight of the fabric shifting or pulling in one direction or the other. Everything is just going to come onto the roll nice and straight. I have the advantage of an electric feed, a power feed on my Innova. I'm pretty spoiled. I've got everything on this baby, but just with a push of a button, I'm going to start to load this on. I'm not going to tape the whole time while I'm loading this, but I just wanted to mention, as you're loading, you're always watching to make sure that it's loading on nice and straight. So I'll just pause every once in a while, and just starting from the middle, I'll just push out any little folds, or, you know, just to make sure that everything is loading nice and straight. And this, again, because this fabric is so easy to use, everything's going on perfectly. Now we'll keep going. Got a little bit of a bump there. So I'll continue on when I get to the front.